So friends, we continue to monitor the events on the fronts of Ukraine and Russia as well as in news. And today, despite all the attempts by the occupiers to divert the troops from the Zaporizhia direction, they haven't succeeded, resulting in a significant increase in strikes on Russian positions. The Ukrainian armed forces have decided to seriously disrupt the occupiers' positions before launching an offensive, because otherwise breaking through is not feasible. But before we delve into the front overview, make sure to like, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay updated on all the latest news. And let's start right away with the Zaporizhia direction. As you can see, the occupiers have significantly increased the number of attacks. However, if we look at the map of the location, we can see that the Ukrainian forces are heavily shelling the occupiers, inflicting substantial losses, which could allow them to advance and liberate the territory. And the shelling extends up to 20 kilometers deep. Tokmak is situated at such a distance from the front line. And in the Vuhledar direction, the situation is roughly the same. The Ukrainian forces are not launching assaults, but they actively shell the occupiers' positions while conducting active reconnaissance. On the other hand, the occupiers also shell Ukrainian forces' positions, particularly in the direction of Velika Novosilka. And over the past days, the front line remains unchanged and no attacks have been recorded. Anna Maler commented on the situation in the Berdyansk and Melitopol directions. And the situation remains stable in the Kherson direction. There are exchanges of artillery fire, but no offensive actions are observed. The occupiers have accepted the presence of Ukrainian forces on the left bank and are gradually getting used to it. Overall, everything is going according to plan, and the occupiers are actively repairing the Crimean bridge, with the first videos of this process appearing. No new attacks are reported, so we'll wait and see. And in the Avdiivka direction, the occupiers have launched a significant attacks on Avdiivka, attempting to approach the city's outskirts. However, the Ukrainian forces are holding their defense, and there were reports of explosions and fires in Yasinuvata, located 3 kilometers from Avdiivka, yesterday evening. It seems that the Ukrainian armed forces are targeting the occupiers' depots to weaken their offensive potential, as a considerable amount of troops and equipment is being concentrated in this direction for the offensive. Further south in Mariinka, battles are ongoing, and attacks on Krasnohorivka have resumed. The occupiers are trying to approach the village's outskirts, but the Ukrainian forces are not allowing them to establish a foothold, leading to intense fighting. And in the Bakhmut direction, shelling continues up to 20 kilometers deep. The occupiers are attempting to locate and hit the Ukrainian forces' depots, since the Ukrainian units are heavily shelling the occupiers in Bakhmut, causing significant losses. It was officially reported that the Ukrainian forces are ready to use cluster munitions on the Bakhmut direction, according to Syrsky statements in a few days. And in the Siversk direction, attacks on Vesela continue, but the occupiers haven't made any progress for several days. They are suffering very heavy losses and are retreating to their former positions. And in the Crimea area, attacks are ongoing near Dibrova. The occupiers are using a significant force to push the Ukrainian forces further from Crimea, moving towards Liman. They are attempting to divert Ukrainian forces from the Zaporizhia direction, since everyone understands that Slavyansk and Kramatorsk are populated areas that the occupiers mustn't approach closely, or they risk creating another Bakhmut. However, the Ukrainian forces are managing on their own, holding their defense without drawing additional reserves from the southern direction. And some new news from Crimea. A serious fire occurred at the training ground in Kirovsk district, resulting in the closure of the Tavrida highway from the 180th to the 130th kilometer. Transport is being redirected through the regional network via the towns of Stary Krim and Pershotravneve. The evacuation of 4 settlements, totaling over 2,000 people, was announced. It is told by Aksionov. Additionally, today Russia shelled Odessa, targeting several terminals in the seaport. The grain infrastructure of international and Ukrainian traders and carriers such as Kernel, Vitea and CGM Group suffered damage, and there are reports of 10 injured. And in the night shelling, the Russians used 16 caliber cruise missiles, 8 X-22 missiles, 6 Onyx missiles launched from the Bastion system in Crimea, 1 X-59 missile and 32 Shahed drones. But the Ukrainian air defense managed to shoot down 13 caliber missiles, 1 X-59 missile and 43 Shahed drones. Furthermore, here is another piece of news showing how inhuman the Russians are. On the temporarily occupied territories, mothers are denied benefits if they don't have Russian passports. According to the occupation legislation, all newborns on the temporarily occupied territories are considered citizens of the Russian Federation. However, parents without Russian passports are unable to receive benefits for their children. Thus, the occupation administration is restoring to additional pressure for the forced passportization of the region, as mentioned by the National Resistance Center. And that's all for now. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye-bye.